I just wanted to say this. Happiness is a choice. You can always choose to be happy. There's always going to be stress in life. It's your choice if you accept it or not. Just something to think about for today. You know, it just seems like every single time that we do these vlogs, it's raining. Except for that one time that it didn't rain. It was episode 2, it was actually last week. But we're always in rain. Huh. Okay, so I just did the stupidest thing ever. So today is Tuesday, not Wednesday. I had an appointment for Wednesday, thinking today was Wednesday, sitting in the appointment room, and it was like an hour waiting, and I'm like, is she gonna see me? Nope, because my appointment is tomorrow. Oh, wow. Little confusing there, got my days mixed up. Alright. Okay, so I do want to say that I still kind of feel kind of silly. Man, I really thought the days were like, I don't know why I thought today was Wednesday and it's Tuesday. Let me know if that ever happened to you. Did you ever think the day was actually a day that it really wasn't, and you actually went on with that day still thinking that day is still that day, when that day really isn't that day? It's still confusing right now. Ah! Man. Alright, so we're heading to Foxborough, Gillette Stadium. Yep, Patriot Place. And that's my other job where I work. I have to go up there and pick up some paperwork from my boss. Yeah, so a little car ride. That's what we're going on. A little car ride. Ooh, squirrel. So I guess it's Halloween at Gillette Stadium. Man, I didn't bring my costume. I'm with Zoe. Zoe, what are we doing?
We are handing out candy for the trick-or-treaters.
It's not even Halloween yet.
Well, this week, so. But Patriot Place is doing the trick-or-treating for the kids tonight.
I do want to talk about the type of cameras that we use here at GLC Productions, especially when we go ahead and shoot a wedding gig. We are Canon users, and we use Canon 80Ds, and we use the Rebel T5i. I'm using the Canon 80D right now to do this vlog, so I will go over the Canon T5i. Alright, well, let's give it a little basic. Smaller, a little bit lighter than the Canon 80D. Canon 80D is a little bit heavier. I don't know the actual pounds and weights, but the T5i, it gets the job done for right now. It does do 60 frames, but it does 60 frames in 720, I believe. And then I go to Premiere and I make it wider so it fits the screen. I do want to say we are switching out of Canon to go to the GH5s. The GH5s are on Micro Four Thirds, but I'll go over that when I actually get them. So we're going to be updating all the cameras in the lenses to a GH5. So again, as I'm talking about these lenses, I do like the 50mm lens. It works extremely well. It's a 1.8. And they actually, what they call them is the Nifty 50, because they're just amazing. Amazing, and you know, they're cheap too. They're not expensive, you know. I believe this is $150, you know. I like it a lot. I use it, it's pretty much, I mean, to be quite honest, we use it all the time, regardless. If we need to get a wider shot, we move back, or I put on the 24mm lens, that's what I'm using right now. Equivalent to that is, I believe, a 34. So those are our two lenses that we use. Again, when we update equipment, we'll get more lenses and go on and so on. But again, the 50mm lens is great. I use it for a lot of bride prep, ceremonies, and I use it for speeches. The one thing I don't use it for is gimbal stuff. I like to use a wide angle lens. Again, the equivalent to a 24 is a 34, but I like using it on the gimbal. I tried a 50 on the gimbal, it just didn't come out right. So again, the 24 does work. I just want to make it perfectly clear that because I'm not saying the way how I do things is right, and I'm not saying that the way how I do things are wrong. It's just my way of doing it. You know, so because I don't update lenses and I just use these two lenses the whole time, it doesn't mean that I'm correct. I just like doing it. It's easier for me. It makes more sense to me. It might not make sense to you, but it makes sense to me. Again, you know, by me doing these vlogs, I kind of realized something. You know, it's not easy speaking to a camera. It was actually nerve-wracking the first time. But someone told me, you know, you always want to look back and see the equipment that you have used and upgrade. I mean, I am just so excited. So thank you for that. I do want to say the battery life on the Canon T5i is not so great. It does die, I don't know, sometimes in the middle of a ceremony. So John, because he uses his camera, he has to keep batteries on so he can just pop them out, you know, pop them in and pop them out. Again, I use the Canon 80D because, again, that's my choice to use, and the battery life on it is pretty sick. And unfortunately, they take two separate different type of batteries. They don't take the same, you know. This was my very first camera that I used for a wedding. This was my very first lens I used for a wedding. And I always want to remember that and always look back and see from here to whatever I have in my hands next time. That's why I'm showing you this, so I can keep track and I can always remember. I'm always looking to learn from other people. I'm always looking for feedback from other people. And you know, there's gonna be people out there that think they know everything, and their way is the highway. I don't think that. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me for another episode, and see you tomorrow. Bye.